As gun violence continues to be an issue across the DMV, Prince George's County is moving forward with a proposal to combat the problem. And this comes as an off-duty D.C. officer was robbed at gunpoint. And joining us now to talk about it are Delegate Matt Morgan and Senator Ron Watson. We appreciate you both being with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Senator Watson, let's start with you. In Prince George's County, your county, a new law would require mental health and firearm safety pamphlets to be displayed at shooting ranges, also at firearm dealers. Do you really think this is going to reduce gun violence, and do you think it'll face challenges?
I don't think it'll face many challenges, but I don't think it'll hurt anyone at all. We're talking about basic communication and letting folks know they need help. You know, there's a reason why, in the state of Maryland, if somebody purchases a weapon, they cannot get it that same day. There's a cool-off period. The unfortunate incidents that was referred to earlier, someone went to a gun range and then used it on themselves, which is very unfortunate. So I think it goes to ensure that communication and folks know that if they need help, they can get it.
Okay. Let's move to the Key Bridge site. And Delegate Morgan, lots of developments there. The Maryland Transportation Authority is, accepting designs for a new bridge right now. So who can submit those designs, and are there any incentives that are being offered?
Yeah, there's several incentives being offered. And look, basically, we just want this bridge built back as quick as possible. This has created a huge traffic jam up on 895, 95. A lot of residents affected, but yeah, anyone can submit a plan, any registered contractor with the state. And I believe those plans are due July 12th. And we're going to make a decision on this bid very soon. I would say, as one of the big critics of this administration on things, they seem to have a really good grasp at this. I want to compliment the Moore administration. They seem to put a lot of focus on this bridge and as being a signature of his administration so far, and they seem to be well organized on this.
Moving right along in a speedy manner. So, Senator Watson, efforts also are underway to open up that Baltimore Channel after the bridge collapsed. So are you satisfied with the speed of the recovery and rebuilding efforts so far? And what about relief for people who are impacted, workers?
Well, with respect to the speed, I think the governor's done a great job. I think the objective is to have a 50-foot depth and a 700 wide width to maximize the use of the channel. And I know that we're very, very close there. The governor's still working with our federal partners to ensure we can get the funding we need to make everybody whole, as well as to get the bridge rebuilt. I think he's doing a great job.
All right. Kudos from both of you to the governor. That's great to hear. Delegate Morgan, car registration fees are increasing, and there's been a lot of concern about that, I understand. So what are you hearing from your constituents, and what are you telling them?
Oh, they're upset. This is part of the $450 million tax increase that was passed easily by the House and forced on the Senate, forced on the governor. And people are really upset. I mean, it prorates your car registration by 60, but determining on the weight of your vehicle, it increases your car registration by 60 to 70%. In some cases, it even doubles it. And it's just a needless tax increase, and people are becoming really frustrated with Maryland's fiscal responsibility, I would say. Yesterday or last week, I believe, it was released a report from Moody's and actually turned Maryland's economic outlook to negative. And one of the big factors is the frivolous spending and soaring increase in structural deficits.
All right, I want to turn to the election and that big Maryland Senate race. So Delegate Morgan, Larry Hogan released his crime plan. He wants tougher penalties for repeat offenders. Does it go far enough?
I don't know if it goes far enough, but look, I'm in complete support of it. I saw the former governor come out against Annapolis, and he's absolutely correct on this. The crime wave that we're experiencing, people seem to fall into two trenches. It's either repeat offenders or juvenile crime. And look, the legislation passed through Annapolis the last 4 or 5 years, from justice reinvestment to police reform to no cash bail bond to juvenile justice reform. Anything with the word reform on it tends to mean pro-criminal. And this is a self-induced problem caused by Annapolis. We're looking for any help federally to try to curb the violence. And look, this legislation has made our citizens less safe. So I applaud the governor for at least putting it out there in the public domain and continue to talk about it.
All right, lots going on in Maryland this week. Thank you, Delegate Matt Morgan and Senator Ron Watson. We appreciate you being part of our Maryland State House Spotlight report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Straight ahead, Danielle Deverell tracking your morning commute. Plus, meteorologist Brian Vandegraff has another possible